Welcome to the lesson. We shall be looking at some common fractions such as half, quarter, and eighth. Let's look at half. A half as part of a whole. When we divide an object into two equal parts, each of the parts is called a half. This is written as half or 1/2. If you are given a shape and asked whether it is shaded a half, you have to ask yourself two questions. 1. Does the shape have two parts? 2. Are the two parts equal? Then the shaded portion is a half. Each of the shapes shown has been shaded a half. A half as part of a group. A half doesn't have to be part of a whole. It can also be a part of a group. Let us assume you are given several items. If you find that you can divide the items into two equal groups, then each of these groups is a half. Let us look at this example. A half of 10 balls is 5 balls. Let's look at quarters. A quarter as part of a whole. If an object is divided into 4 equal parts, then one part out of 4 is called a quarter. To write it as a fraction, we write 1/4. If an object has 4 parts and each of the parts is equal, then 1 out of the 4 parts is a quarter. Each of these shaded parts is a quarter. A quarter of a group. We can also have a quarter of a group. If given several items, just find out whether they can be grouped into 4 equal groups. Let us look at these 12 apples. We can group them into 4 groups. Each group has 3 apples. A quarter of 12 apples is 3. Eighth. Eighth as part of a whole. If an item has 8 equal parts, then one part out of 8 is an eighth. We write it as 1/8. Each of these objects has an eighth shaded. Eighth as part of a group. We can also get an eighth of a group. In this case, we can see there are 8 equal groups of apples. Each of these groups is an eighth. To recap, let us do a few questions. A half of 10 is 5. A half of 12 is 6. A quarter of 12 is 3. An eighth of 16 is 2. Congratulations! This brings us to the end of this lesson. We can now attempt the quiz.